I said I wasn't going to do it because of the grind, but I did it and I recorded it. So let's make a video on how to unlock the last 3 supervillain moves in DLC 8. We're going to start with Expert Mission 18, the Ultimate Evil Broly. And yes, I am sick. With these missions, you're going to want to bring in Maximum Charge, Emperor's Death Beam, and Innocence Bullets. Those are the moves I found most useful, and Godbreaker can't hurt as well. You want to charge up as much as possible before Broly comes in, and then as soon as he comes in, you want to target him and try and hit him with an Innocence Bullet. This will then poison him, which will make the rate at which his super armor disappears a lot shorter. As soon as you get rid of his super armor, just spam him with Emperor's Death Beam. Maybe try use 5 or 6 key bars at a time, because he will use Peeler Storm when he starts to take a certain amount of damage, and you can be caught with your trousers down in the middle of the ultimate, so don't do the mistake I did in this video. Just don't do your full key bars unless you know you can get away with it. Vanisher Guard is extremely useful on this mission as well, in case he manages to catch you without the means to protect yourself. If you manage to get caught in a move like that and you have the stamina bit. If not, you're going to have to take the damage. A good move to bring with you is Energy Zone to heal yourself and your teammates. You never know when you might need it. While I was grinding out this expert mission to get the Crystal Raid Crystals, I found myself not needing to do this at all, seeing as I learned how Broly worked and moved more, but it's good to bring with you in case you get caught in a tough spot. The only move he seems to spam is Peeler Storm. He doesn't seem to use the others. He will use a gigantic Keyball right at the end, but Peeler Storm's pretty much it, so if you find yourself on low stamina, it's a good idea just to break your own stamina intentionally so it regens a lot quicker. Once he throws down the gigantic Keyball, you know it's almost over, because once he gets thrown back, he dies. So just use a fully charged 9 keybar Emperor's Death Beam, and that should push it back, and if it doesn't, your teammates will hold it in place for you while you use your charged Key Blast or whatever you want to use to push it back even more. Once it goes back and hits Broly, the mission is over, and you have to see if you get the drop. Next, to unlock the Brainwash attack, we're going to Expert Mission 19, a truly hellish transformation. It's also worth noting that the RNG is super low on these expert missions, I found. Very nice. It only took me 1 time to get 2 of the moves and 2 times to get 1 of them. So as soon as you start this mission, charge up as normal. We're going to use Innocence Bullet, we're going to use Maximum Charge, Godbreaker, Vanisher Guard, and we're also going to use Emperor's Death Beam. As soon as you can, transform and try and hit him with an Innocence Bullet to poison him to get rid of his super armor. Same strategy as with Broly. The thing is, with Janemba, he has a normal amount of defense while he has a lot of health, just like Broly does. So just peel away at that, no pun intended, peel away at that health. Just keep using Emperor's Death Beam. Again, he will keep using his supervillain moves, so using a 9 keybar Emperor's Death Beam all the time like I did in the video, you'll be susceptible to the Brainwash attack that he spams over and over again. I don't know how this managed to work out. 4 of them managed to break free at the last second. Otherwise, that would have been game over. But just watch out for that. That's the only thing that you have a problem with in this expert mission. It's not the fact that he does damage or anything. It's that he will brainwash you over and over again. And dealing with your teammates when they're brainwashed can suck. This is why Godbreaker is a great idea, because as soon as you spawn in, after defeating your alter ego, whatever, in the world of mind control, you'll be attacked left, right and center. So just spam Godbreaker and that will give you some breathing room. If Janemba goes after you, just hit him with an Emperor's Death Beam. It will stun him and it will make him take damage, and it will give you some breathing room, because chances are the enemies who were your teammates are being dealt with by your other teammates. So that will give you a bit of time, and hopefully things will sort themselves out. After you defeat Janemba, then the mission is over. And you have to see if you get the drop. I did first time, because RNG super low. And finally, to get Peeler Storm, we're going to do Expert Mission 20, Harbinger of Doom, the worst and hardest of all of the expert missions. No joke. When you start in, again, charge up all of your ki. You're going to damn well need it, because this is a really horrible mission. I'm so glad I got it on the first try, because if I had to do this twice, I'd probably start crying. You're first fighting Android 13, and he has auto dodge with the data input kind of thing. If you spam your basic Key Blast, it will make him auto dodge and lose his stamina. It's a good idea to poison him. I don't know if this actually works compared to Janemba and Broly, but you're going to need an Innocence Bullet at the end of this anyway. So bring an Innocence Bullet, bring Godbreaker, bring Maximum Charge, bring Vanisher Guard, and bring Emperor's Death Beam. When he uses Marbling Drop, it's not very good. He's nowhere near as good at Marbling Drop as Golden Frieza is, so you can easily avoid it. There's no problems at all. A real issue is the amount of time taken to get rid of these expert mission villains, not the strength that they have. On this expert mission, if you're not used to how much defense these enemies have, with the amount of health they have as well, It takes a while to get used to because it feels like you're going nowhere. Like a full 9 key bar Emperor's Death Beam after you fight Android 13 will do less than half a health bar. You've just got to keep spamming ultimates over and over and over and over again. There's no way around this. I don't know of a way to destroy their defense. If there is a way to get rid of their defense, let me know in the comment section. I'll put it in the description of the video. But until then, just spam the hell out of Emperor's Death Beam over and over and over again. After you defeat Android 13, in will drop Deborah, the ruler of hell. Annoyingly, he has a ridiculous amount of defense and a lot of health. Yay! Innocence Bullet can be kind of useful if you don't get frozen into stone like that. But just try and spam your ultimates. Deborah also has auto dodge, which means it's kind of annoying to deal with him if your enemies get one-shotted by one of his supervillain moves. So bring with you Godbreaker and anything that you want to use against an enemy who is ridiculously stronger than you are. Catch him with an Innocence Bullet to poison him, and hopefully that will allow you to get more decent hits on him. You can easily stamina break him just by spamming your basic Ki Blast until he auto-dodges all of his stamina away and gets stamina broken. He won't take any more damage, but he won't be able to attack. Actually, that's a lie. He will be able to use any one of his supervillain moves, as you see now, even when he's stamina broken and flying through the air. But I found that you can actually hit the marbling drop projectiles with your own projectiles to get rid of them, so that's a nice tip for expert missions in general. One of the most useful tips I can possibly give you in this is if you find that your entire team gets one-shotted by any one of his moves, be it a supervillain move or a normal move, the best way to recover from this and clutch out the game is to just spam your basic Ki Blast over and over again. Just make him auto-dodge all the time. You're not trying to stamina break him, you're just trying to make him stay still and not move while the computers or your teammates revive the other people. This will give you a decent amount of time. When you've got 2 or 3 extra people on your side, then you can start recovering other people, or you can go after Deborah to distract him even more. But this is a really good way of clutching out the game. I probably wouldn't have been able to do it if I didn't do this, because he would just go and one-shot the other guy and then one-shot me. So keep that in mind. Expert mission villains with auto-dodge, spam your basic Ki Blast, and they can't move basically. They'll just teleport around. You've got to be really unlucky to be hit by something if they're in the middle of a barrage of Ki Blasts. After you get rid of Deborah, you have a little bit of time to charge up your Ki until Buhan flies in. Oh joy. Now this one's a little less annoying than the others in that he has a ridiculous amount of health, but his defense is normal. So he will take a stupid amount of damage from your Emperor's Death Beam, but he will keep spamming his supervillain moves, so be wary of that. Maybe 5 to 6 Ki bars Emperor's Death Beam all the time. And he's a pretty aggressive character as well. It's really important to hit him with an Innocence Bullet, because otherwise Godbreaker will just do nothing like it did there. You've got to make sure you hit him at the start of the match. I didn't, because I didn't think it would be that important, but really it is. So hit him with it, and then his defense, his super armor, is way more flimsy than it was before. Godbreaker will just throw him across the map. Boosh! Just like that. If you don't do that, you're going to be in a lot of trouble, and you're going to take so much damage. So hit him with an Innocence Bullet as soon as possible. Once he's on 1.5 health bars left, he will throw you into an alternate dimension, because this mission wasn't long or hard enough already. If you can make sure that you have a decent amount of Ki when you fly through this portal, it will be really helpful, because when Boo comes down, he's got 1.5 health bars left. Look, even less than that. You can one-shot him with Emperor's Death Beam with a knockback, so use that and make sure you don't take any health damage. This will be a great time to charge up all of your Ki and use an energy zone to recover your health if you want to. There is not much time left on the clock, but when you get back, you don't really need it too much. But Buhan is not the last person you fight, so don't let time run down too much. Just like before, when Boo flies in, he doesn't have as much health as he normally would. His defense is normal. You spam your Emperor's Death Beam, your allies will spam their ultimates too, you'll one-shot them easily, and again, charge up your Ki. You can heal them as well, which I recommend, at least they're in one energy zone. That will be really helpful, so they don't get one-shotted when they go back to the match, and then you have allies to help you get rid of the last expert mission supervillain. Fly through the portal and you'll go back to the match in hell, where you'll be able to try and get one last Emperor's Death Beam on Majin Buu, Gohan Absorb, because that's all you need to get rid of him. But remember, supervillain moves are annoying. He will spam them and he will escape and he will not take damage, so don't use all of your Ki at once. Maybe use 5 or 6 Ki bars, like I keep saying. You never know when these things might happen. Godbreaker is also super important, and Vanisher Guard. In case Majin Buu wants to make you his personal punching bag, like in this video, Vanisher Guard and Godbreaker spams will just help you take no damage while your team takes care of Majin Buu. After his health is completely got rid of, and he's down, oh, that's not the end of the mission, but you get 3 seconds extra, 3 seconds, 3 minutes, I can't look at things. 3 minutes extra on the clock. So you might have a minimum of 3, you might have 5 or 6. Hit Fuse Zamasu when he flies in with an innocent bullet. He's just like Majin Buu. He has normal defense, a ton of health, but he has super armor. So hit him with that innocence bullet, poison him, make sure he takes damage, and also that his super armor isn't as strong as it would be, and then just spam your Emperor's Death Beam. But be really wary of your stamina, because he will use Peeler Storm over and over again, and you don't want to be caught with no stamina in the middle of a Peeler Storm, because you'll go down and then the mission's over, because he'll one-shot the team when you're down, because that is just how things go in this game. Keep using Emperor's Death Beam, get rid of all of his health, and if you manage to perfect block any Peeler Storms or evade them, you will do yourself a much better time in this mission than if you just get one-shotted by it, or you try and block it and get stamina broken. If you're on low stamina, just like before, break your own stamina so that it recovers a lot quicker. You'll probably have enough time before the next Peeler Storm before your stamina comes back, so it won't be an issue. Then just get rid of Fuse Zamasu as quickly as possible. I got really lucky in this because there was 2 allies left. He had so low health they just got rid of him. But, you know, you don't want to be downed in this mission, is what I'm saying. And then you got to wait for that drop. That sweet victory. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how to unlock the final 3 supervillain moves in this game from DLC 8. That would be Peeler Storm, the Gigantic Ki Blast, and the Brainwash attack. So we're going to see how much damage all of the supervillain moves do. So Bloody Source does almost nothing, really. Brainwash doesn't do any damage. I wasn't expecting it to. And obviously on training mode against one opponent, you can't win, so he breaks out of it. Rage Saucer, disappointingly, does really low damage. What, 2,500? No, not even that, 1,982. Marbling Drop doesn't really do any damage, it's just to stamina break them. I was kind of disappointed with the damage these do, but when you go into the Crystal Rage you get a massive power amp, and that's probably how it makes it balanced. So 2,500 for Peeler Storm, Gigantic Ki Blast does pretty nice, 8,049, but that's that. This is how to unlock the final 3 supervillain moves in DLC 8 in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, Peeler Storm, the Gigantic Ki Ball and Brainwash attack. I'm going to be doing videos on how to pass different expert missions and tips to go through these in general to make it easier, but you know, that's going to be later. But until then, stay tuned for the next exciting episode of Axonis Rex.